Hello once again. Just feel like recording something, so got the X68000 going. As you can see, I managed to finally snag an original monitor for it. I've also done a few upgrades. I've got a hard drive inside now. I've got SX Windows installed. The monitor itself it's only 15 inches, but still works very nice. Beautiful picture. As you can see, it's got LEDs to tell you what mode it's running on. It's also like a TV, like it's got, you know, standard RF jack and UHF screw jacks and composite inputs as well. So it's a pretty nice little monitor. And the hard drive is quite useful. So anyway, today I thought we'd take a quick look at Naious. This is one that this game is extremely cheap, but surprisingly there's not much on it in the English world. Like, there isn't a single video on it on YouTube. And I spent like $8 on this. It's extremely cheap, extremely common, but there's nothing on it. Admittedly, the title screen's rather simple. You know. And this is an exclusive for the system. You know, most people think of the X68000, they think of the arcade ports. But for me, what makes this system really is its exclusives. So, take a look at this one. This game, actually, by the way, is by Exact, who most people are probably know from them because they made Jumping Flash on the PlayStation. As far as I can tell, this is their very first game that they ever made, and typical horizontal 2D shooter, borrows a lot from Thunder Force. Especially Thunder Force 3. This was released in 1990 in October, just a few months after Thunder Force 3 was released on the Mega Drive, and you can definitely tell it was inspired by it. The graphics are, the graphics are pretty decent, and the music is fantastic. We're definitely going to upload the soundtrack on this one. Again, I'm amazed it hasn't been done before, because this game is awesome. The music is just rocking. So yeah, if you like Jumping Flash, or I believe they also made the original PS1 Ghost in the Shell game, which was awesome. This is their very first game, and this is how they got started. I mean, admittedly, the staff may have worked at other companies before, but as far as Team Exact, as far as I know, might still be working for Sony today. They became second party after Jumping Flash. I don't know. But, yeah, this is their very first game, and strangely, there's almost nothing on it. So, let's see. Alright, have a look. Zoom in a little, maybe? Yeah. Alright, this game uses a slightly different, I don't know, I think this is one, most X68000 games use more like, it's not DOS, but it's more like DOS loading, meaning the game has drivers on it and system files. This one is actually a little weird, and I think this one is actually like Hisho Same, or Flying Shark, and uses, I think, the Amiga-style track loading. So when I push these discs in, the computer's going to bitch at me. Well, SX Windows will. Yeah, as you can see. But if I reboot, it'll load instantly. In fact, this is the fastest loading game I've ever seen on the system. Already loaded, and all I did is hit reset. This intro is totally ripped right out of, like, 2001. But it's good just the same. Hello, Hal. Though, if you're wondering, this is actually the Naious itself. It's like a self-aware satellite thing that looks quite a bit like Hal. For a first game released in 1990, this game actually has a lot of really cool cutscenes. This intro is quite long, and as you can already probably hear, the music's pretty damn sweet. I consider you to be a right pilot. Hello, I am. Yeah, all the scenes are in English. If this had been released on like the Mega Drive, this would be a game people would go fantastic over. The report of stricken area. Transmission time 21, 43, 10, 26, 13, 30. Luxembourg, 11 million casualties. Bonn, 20 million. That's a lot of dead people. I shouldn't laugh at that. Specifications of the Naious. The Naious is the core of the Project Naious that was been planned in 80-2120 by the United Earth Bureau. The purpose of the plane is to stop the environmental... Oh god, it's too fast. But yeah, it's basically like a giant version of HAL. So the game is definitely borrows from some stuff. It's a great game. And I think if I switch this to low res, yeah, you should get some less scan lines. The only issue is that in low res mode, the game is actually slightly bigger than the screen, which is probably why it has the high res mode. So you can't quite see everything, and it makes it a little harder. You can adjust the monitor, but you actually basically have to use a screwdriver. It's very much an arcade monitor. In fact, I've even got like it even came with like a filter that goes on top of it that darkens the screen, just like a real, you know, like an arcade machine does. Ah, crap! I should hit something. It's got to load the demo level. There we go. So, just leave it on normal stuff. And I kind of suck at this game so far, but every level's got one of these cutscenes for it. First mission is to retake the Melcina, the first number colony that is revolving around the Jupiter. The human race started to develop the Jupiter at AD 2073. First of all, it started to secure a source of light and heat by changing the Jupiter to the... Ah! But now all of the inhabitants may be killed. There's a report that the Factor's rebellion by the Big Eye. Yeah, they actually call it the Big Eye. Music is awesome. The game is definitely borrows a lot from Thunder Force, especially Thunder Force 3. Fortunately, since I can't quite see the full screen when I'm right now, since I'm running in low res, but it does look nicer if the scan lines. And it will make the video come out a little better. But see, I can go off the screen here. Now, if you notice, there's actually 4 different option types, and they all do something slightly different. Like this type, you'll notice, fires at the up and down angle. But, if you notice, I cannot fire directly up or down. But there's another type of option that you can fire straight up and down, but then you cannot fire backwards. Like, you're limited to just forward, the angles and up and down. There's also the Gradius style options that follow you around, and you can also get revolving ones. And what's kind of neat is not only are there 4 different types of options, but there's also 4 different types of weapons, and each combination works differently. Meaning, like if you use the wide shot with these options, you'll get something different than if you use it with the revolving options. So to be honest, the game is fairly memorization heavy in that regard. If you've got the right combination at the right time, it makes the game a hell of a lot easier. But part of, a lot of the fun is experimenting, so... I suck. But yeah. Unfortunately, you can't see it because I'm in low-res mode, but I'll switch to high in a second if I can, but there's a very Thunder Force style weapon select that once you pick up a weapon, you can switch between them. Each weapon can be powered up twice. And you have, if you die, you only lose what you're armed with. Oops, see, I picked up the revolving ones now, so they spin around me. Which allows me to shoot directly back. And this is like the revolving ones are like the only options that shoot straight back. But then of course now it's a bit harder. And see, like this wall I can only shoot with my Vulcan, so the game actually forces you to really take advantage of the weapon system. It's fairly well thought out in that regard. But yeah, it's, you know, there's lots and lots of videos on X68000 version games, and most of them on the arcade ports, and the more popular stuff like, you know, the Konami shooters and whatever. But I mean, up on the Japanese sites like Nico Nico, there's a few videos, but other than that, there's almost nothing on this game. And, you know, it comes from a developer that I think most people are at least, well, passively familiar with. I mean, who the hell hasn't played Jumping Flash, or at least familiar with it? Alright. First boss is pretty easy. I'm gonna switch to high res just so you can see the full screen for a minute. So if you look at the bottom now, there's actually, you can, you know, see what I'm switching between. And there's even like a cool little graphic icon for each gun. This first boss is really easy unless you do something stupid. But see, actually, like, there's actually a custom little picture for each weapon, which is kind of neat. But then you'll get more scan lines from the video, so switch back to low res. The Solar System 3 sailing base is approaching here. It's estimated the source may aim at the Pluto. A constant by computer network is impossible, therefore we must destroy it. The efficiency of the Aster, the total length, 2,500 meters, the total width, 650 meters, the total height, 400 meters. But I really like the little cutscenes they put between them. They look, you know, they're fairly short, they look nice, and they do kind of give you an idea of what the hell you're actually doing, so to speak, you know. That was really sad. As usual, I play like crap when I'm recording. Wow, that was really sad. Yeah, the game can be fairly unforgiving. It's, the collision detection is good, but it is literally like your entire ship, pretty much. If a single pixel of you hits anything, you die. Which, depending on what you've been playing, can take a little time to get used to. Oops, didn't want that on. Wanted the angle ones. Damn it. Oh well. It is nice being able to shoot directly behind me, though. I'm playing like shit tonight. That's alright. I didn't even see that. Fuck. Alright, well, thankfully this game does allow you to... let's just continue. I just want to show you at least up to level 3, because level 3 is gorgeous. Like, I mean, this is far from the most impressive looking game on the system, but, you know, as I said, it's like, if this had been released on, like, anything else, like, any console whatsoever, it would have been, like, highly regarded. But... I'm playing like shit. That's alright. Gives you an excuse to... Well, I'm sure most people would probably just download the ROM, or image file to be exact, which, you know, I'm personally not a fan of emulation. I just like to play the real thing, the way it was meant to be played on the real deal, but yeah, give me that one. Way more useful for this level. Well, almost. The actual mini-boss in this level, I won't be able to hit part of with this weapon, or at least not easily. So it's, the game really does its best to make it so that you've got to kind of, like, switch weapons, and, you know, each weapon you gain something and you lose something. There is no, like, uber powerful, you know, one that you want to use all the time. It just doesn't work that way in this game, which I really like. There's no cheap, overpowered weapon, like... And yes, got a shield, and I managed to run into the wall. Woo! Also be aware, for any XVI owners like myself, this game does not like 16 kilohertz. It runs too fast in a sense, and the music cuts out, the game will like hang, and yeah, this is when you gotta run it, you gotta switch to 10 megahertz mode, or it will not play properly. So, no idea on the 030 compatibility, but probably not very good. So, playing on, fortunately I can't see the whole screen right now, which is actually making this a little harder, because like, there's a floor here, and I can't see it, but that's okay, I'm already playing terrible, so. Yeah, the music is wonderful, wonderful use of the FM chip in this game. I'm just gonna stick with these ones, I think. What's also interesting is while the game has different difficulty levels, it does change quite a bit. Like even like the actual weapon power-ups that appear, it actually not their location and the ones you get. It's there's a lot of variety in the difficulty modes, which you don't see all that often either. Very nice little game. And as I said, this thing costs, here in Japan, this game costs literally nothing, which is why I'm surprised. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure most, X68 vids on the net are. See, this is going to be hard because I can't see the bottom of the screen. And now I have no way of attacking the thing behind me. But that's okay. But that's okay, because he will go away if I just dodge him long enough. Kind of sucks that I can't actually fight him, though. But that's my fault for sucking, so be it. We're done with my last life, and I'm screwed. Yeah, the game is a rather... Alright, so either way, I'm sure if you're interested you'll go and find the image, because I'm pretty sure it's a million places on the internet. So I'm just going to go head to stage 3, just because I love this level. It is just gorgeous. It's emergency, the Aster was booby trapped. Yeah, in the last level after you beat the boss you get sucked into like hyperspace or subspace or whatever you want to call it. And it's it uses the typical, as you'll see, it uses like the typical background warping effect, but this is one of the best ways I've ever seen it done. I don't know how well it's going to look on the recording, but it's just incredibly smooth. And on top of that, it's got a few layers of parallax going on with the warping effect. This level just looks beautiful, especially on the on a good monitor. Wonderful music too. Yes. So yeah, I look forward to spending a lot of hours playing this one and beating it. I haven't been able to get past stage 4, to be honest. It's but you really got to figure out. It's the kind of game you got to play the same level through a few times and kind of figure out what weapon type works best. Like right there. Help if I could shoot behind me, but I can't because I already died, and yeah. So yeah, especially if you like Thunder Force 3, you'll like this. Very, very similar style game. God, I suck tonight. That was pathetic. Anyway, it's just a preview anyway. So yeah, great little game that, as I said, seems to have completely dropped off the radar. Probably because to most people they want to play stuff by Konami or, you know, they want to play the more famous stuff and wow with the great arcade ports. But if you're looking for some, a nice, a nice exclusive, this is a great game. And if you actually have a computer and are interested in getting one, they said this game is amazingly cheap. Like, it costs, in Japan it costs like nothing, just pocket change, so good one to get. And yeah, I'm also going to record the soundtrack because it is beautiful. I'd love to do a capture of the game, but I don't currently have a way to do that, not easily anyway. So that's it, and enjoy the soundtrack.